And welcome to the November 19th Board of Selectmen meeting in the town of Rockland. Please be advised that this open meeting is being broadcast live and recorded for playback by WRPS at youtube.com/WRPS Rockland. Please go to WRPSRockland.com for further information. Please also be advised that the open meeting law gives the chair of a public body discretion to decide if public comment will be permitted, but the law does not require that a public body allow public comment or public participation during its meetings. Vice Chair Childs, could you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next, we have community announcements. Courtney.
Right. Good evening, everyone. Just two community announcements right now, and we're going to keep them on the agenda, I think, moving forward through the next few months. The first is the South Shore Regional VOTEC special election ballot, which is scheduled for January 25th, 2025, and the Town of Rockland's debt exclusion ballot vote, which is also on the same day, January 25th, 2025. We just want to flag these for the community. We have done some coverage on the regional election and what that process looks like at past select board meetings, and we're going to continue to do some outreach to inform residents on what the project itself looks like, and also what the regional ballot process looks like, as well as the Town of Rockland's debt exclusion ballot. So please keep an eye out on our social media and communication channels. I know that Doug is planning to do some kind of shorter video about this as well that we'll be releasing soon. So these are very important dates to mark on your calendar. It's really important that everybody gets out to vote, and just more to come on the details of that. If anybody's looking for specific information about that, you can always reach out to me, or you can go back to some of the past select board meetings and look at Doug's recap each meeting on those. The second community announcement today is just the Rockland Fire Station building project, which the select board has voted to put forward at town meeting in May, and also their debt exclusion ballot vote, which is in April. Both of those dates are listed here on the community announcements section. The fire station building project requires a yes vote on both of those in order for it to pass. So more to come on that as well. We're also working on sharing additional information, but there is also a video on the town's website with the fire chief, Scott Duffy, and Doug, just kind of talking about the project as a whole, giving us a small tour of the site, and we'll continue to do, I know the fire chief is going to continue to be doing some outreach and answering questions that residents have. So if you have any questions about the project, I do encourage you to reach out to Chief Duffy, schedule a time to go see him, schedule a time to ask him questions, email him. He's definitely open to any kind of conversation about this project as well. So those are the two main community announcements. There's another community announcement I just want to make residents aware of. It's just the parking ban will go into effect starting in December. And during the first week of December, the police department will just be issuing warning tickets, but the winter parking ban does go into effect as of December 1st, so just want to make residents aware of that. And then the last community announcement that's not on here is just a reminder that we have special town meeting tomorrow night at 7 p.m. at the high school auditorium, so we hope to see residents there. So.
Great, thank you.
I have a question real quick. When does the parking ban end? You know?
Let me pull out the parking ban.
Typically it's April 1st.
April 1st.
April
okay.
1st. Thank you, Lieutenant.
All right, next we have the minutes from November 5th, 2024. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve?
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? And that's unanimous.
Liza's not here, so maybe we should skip to the one-day liquor license requests.
We can do that. Next, we have the one-day liquor license requests. Jean?
Hi, folks.
Hi, Jean. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. So in front of you are the one-day liquor licenses for a beer garden at the Holiday Stroll, which is November 30th, from 3 to 6 p.m. We do have a rain date on there as the next day for the stroll, so all their paperwork should be in order. It's been checked and double-checked.
Certainly looks like it is.
Thank you. Actually, just as a aside, I believe Liza has to be allowed in the building here.
Oh, I think they're working on it.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
I make a motion to approve?
Yes, may I have a second?
Second.
With all the paperwork here, may I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
And if I could make one quick little plea, I have an advisory board, and I have 2 seats available on that advisory board, so if anyone from the public is interested in being on that board, we meet once a month, or we try to meet once a month. I know that sometimes some things happen, but it is important. I do look towards my board to give me suggestions. The more input that we get from the public, which, everyone's out and they're chatting, the better that we can actually serve. So if there's anyone else that would like to serve on an advisory board, it's actually a great way to get your feet wet if you want to come in and just serve on a light board, not as heavy as some of the other boards are, or as heavy of a commitment, so.
Yeah, what kind of things do you talk about in the advisory?
So, I first of all, I ask any questions, is there any feedback on events and programming, things of that nature, but generally I report what we're doing for programming, what's working, what's not working, and sometimes when something's not working, you have multiple brains in the room, so all of a sudden a solution comes out, and it might not be a solution that I've even thought of, so, and we try it, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but generally, those are the kind of things that we talk about. We talk about the events, the attendance. If it's down, then how can we increase the attendance? And overall, how to better serve the community with our department.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
All right, next we can call up Town Clerk Liza Landy. Okay, and may I have a motion to enter into public hearing, Town Clerk recommendation to opt out of vote by mail requirements for local town election per MGL Chapter 54, Section 25B for the January 25th, 2025 special election for the Rockland debt exclusion for the South Shore Regional VOTEC School Building Project.
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Okay, Liza, welcome.
Thank you. In addition to the hearing to opt out, because I am, the regional election doesn't allow for the vote by mail or the early voting, hence the town election couldn't have it as well. I didn't want to confuse the voters. But I also am here because I need to appoint the election staff, and I need to have the chief of police appointed to, for the constables or the police department at the elections. So I'm here for that as well.
Great.
Sorry, I literally have been running around the hallways trying to figure out where I was. So if I'm out of breath, I'm really sorry.
It's okay.
But I
Thank you for
want
being
to take a
here.
minute,
Yeah.
thank you. I'd like to take a minute to thank the girls in the town clerk's office for a remarkable job during what was possibly the most strenuous month of our lives. And to acknowledge that maybe didn't think we were going to make the day, but we did. And I would like to acknowledge the two of them. They were phenomenal. And I would also like to acknowledge my workers with whom I'm asking for you to appoint this evening. Without them, the town of Rockland would be in a terrible mess because we could not do it without them. I relied heavily on a few of them, probably a little too much, but we're here. I survived. I certified the votes yesterday. I put it in the mail. It's over. It's behind me. So I'm very thankful.
Thank you.
But I just wanted you to know how excellent of a volunteer group we have. So if you could appoint them, and I also ask that you allow the chief of police to appoint because apparently you're supposed to now, appoint the staff, so I'm asking that you ask the chief to do it.
Okay, great. Now, can you explain a little bit about the whole, we're going to opt out, the recommendation to opt out of the vote by mail, basically because with that debt exclusion, we needed to be in alignment with the VOTEC election, correct?
Correct.
Because you wouldn't want it to be, yeah.
So, because it's a regional election, which I'll probably never be involved again in my lifetime, the rules are completely different. And out of the 9 communities so far, I'm only aware of 2 communities, us and another community, who are participating in a municipal election at the same time. So the municipal rules apply to the election. So most of the elections, they're being held in the town hall or in a conference room at the high school, or it's very small because they only need the aggregate vote versus a precinct vote. I need a precinct vote. So the municipal rules apply, but I have to opt out because they don't even apply for a regional election.
Okay,
I hope I answered the question.
very well,
Okay.
thank you.
We want to give you what you need to have everything run smoothly.
Right. And everybody, at Town Hall and at South Shore VOTEC have been great with my lack of knowledge of asking lots of questions. And I don't want to say lack of knowledge, I want to say maybe lack of experience, because I don't know what a regional election is.
Okay, so within the context of the public hearing, which is the first public hearing for the town clerk recommendation to opt out of the vote by mail requirements for the local town election, as I had previously read, I would next have to say, does anybody have any public comment? And we don't have any today. So with that, may I have a motion to end the public hearing?
Motion to end the public hearing.
Great, so motion to end the public hearing, town clerk recommendation to opt out of vote by mail requirements for local town election per MGL Chapter 54, Section 25B for the January 25th special election for the Rockland debt exclusion for the South Shore VOTEC building project.
I'll second that.
Yep.
All those in favor?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you. And I apologize for ranting in the middle of the hearing. I just wanted to tell you everything that's going on.
Wonderful.
apparently.
Now, with that said, do we have any select board member comments about the public hearing?
About the public hearing? No? No.
Okay,
I just
so,
wanted to also thank you and your staff, because it was remarkable what you guys did.
Wait,
For the
I brought
number of people.
some figures with me, just so that I could tell you and the
Please.
public what it really was. By mail, we did 4,390 ballots. I shouldn't say by mail, it was in person or by mail. So 32.8% of the ballots were early ballots. So that was a lot of work to process and run a department, so therefore I relied heavily on those election people to come in and help me process and figure out what we were doing. The ballots came in October 1st, we had to, work all weekend to get them ready. They were mailed out on the 7th, so it was a long month. Literally every day, it was like crazy, every single day for a whole month. Well, longer, because I just told you I finished yesterday, so, yeah.
Did you have everything you needed, staff-wise and supply-wise and stuff?
I did. Knock on wood, there was just a very few, I worked very closely with Lieutenant McDonald to make sure that things got off smoothly in terms of safety, and it was phenomenal. Like, it was my first presidential, so it was stressful, and I did it. Yep.
Great, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations.
So I guess I'll make the motion to opt out of the vote by mail requirement for the local election on January 25th, 2025.
Okay, and do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in
Thank you.
favor? All right. And do I have a motion for the town clerk recommended poll worker appointments and police officer assignments for January 25th, 2025 special election?
I'll make a motion.
And do I have
Just
a
to be
second?
clear, that will allow the chief to make the police officer assignments.
Yep.
Just make that clear on the motion. So then I'll second that motion.
All those in favor? All right,
Yep.
and that's unanimous. Thank you, Liza.
Excellent.
And
Excellent.
congratulations again.
Oh.
And thanks for all your hard work and all of your teams.
Yeah, it was a group effort. It was great. It was great. I'm all set.
We're all set.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Next, we have the annual license renewals, all alcohol package store, club, common victualler, inn holder, wine and malt, common victualler, package store. Let's go there.
You need someone to read these? Is that kind of what I'm? All
That
right,
would be-
I'll-
do I have a
I'll step-
volunteer?
I'll step up and do that.
Thank
So I'll
you.
make a motion that the following all be approved pending all obligations have been met. First, the fraternal, or for all alcohol club, Fraternal Order of Eagles, Area 841, 29 Park Street. Harmon Golf and Fitness Club, 168 Concord Street. Old Colony VFW Post 1788 Incorporated, 22 Church Street. All alcohol common victualler, I can't say that word either. China Plaza Restaurant, 35 Market Street. Lucas South, 933 Hingham Street. Minero's The Steakhouse, 371 Union Street. 99 Restaurant, 29 Accord Park Drive. Players Sports Bar and Grill, 86 VFW Drive. Rockland Golf Course, 276 Plain Street. Top Shelf Bistro, 120 Bill Delahunt Parkway. TKO Shays, 934 Hingham Street. Stevie G's Restaurant, 372 Market Street. All alcohol inn holder, Doubletree Inn by Hilton, 929 Hingham Street. The Banner, 167 Union Street. Wine and malt common victicular, Mike's Pizzeria, 315 Union Street. Space Beach Bistro, 323 Union Street, pending ABC approval. Their new license is in progress. All alcohol package, Fastlane Liquors and Grocery, number 2, 924, 926 Hingham Street. Luke's Liquors, 167 Market Street. Rockland Liquors, 347 Market Street. Station Liquors, 21 East Water Street. Union Street Package, 328 Union Street. Wine and Malt Package, 7-Eleven, 92 Market Street. Easy Mart, 339 Center Ave. Richdale Food Shop, 474 Market Street. Sam's Food and Smoke Shop, 200 VFW Drive. And Tanya's Deli and Quick Mart, 246 East Water Street.
Thank you, John. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? And that's unanimous. Thank you. All right. Next, we have other new business not reasonably anticipated.
We have none.
Okay. Old business, sign and facade grant program update.
Okay. So this will be relatively quick, but I just wanted to update you all on the Sign and Facade Grant Program, which, we launched back in the spring of this year. Applicants went through, or we accepted applications through the end of September, and then worked to make sure that all of the applicants' packages were completed, and then those packages were reviewed. We had 9 applicants. 7 of those applicants were awarded some kind of funding for a total of $90,000. I'll read off the 7 awardees, just so you all are aware. Anita Marie's, Mayflower Tax and Insurance, Rockland Convenience, KMR Beauty Bar, John's Barbershop, Corner Pizza, and Rockland Athletics. And I just wanted to give just a general overview of the types of projects that were submitted. Most was related to business signage, window, door replacement, some door ADA accessibility was part of some of the packages, replacement of some existing awnings, and some exterior painting projects were submitted. So awardees are coming in to Town Hall this week to sign their required grant agreement paperwork and just review that with each of them. And then they will have a year to complete the work, and we'll be, doing a report out of the project work over time. So as part of the process, applicants and awardees are required to submit, photographic kind of improvements, so before and after shots, and just some information about how it has impacted their business or not impacted their business, just to give us some context for kind of these types of programs moving forward. But I'm happy to answer any questions. It was really great to see how many applicants we ended up receiving for this. And just to note, the 2 applicants that weren't accepted, the scope of the work was just outside of the purview of the projects, or it was work that had already been completed, which is not eligible for the project. So I'm excited to see what happens along that corridor. We're going to continue to focus on some additional projects down there, and so happy to answer any questions about this specific grant program if anybody has any questions at this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it going to be annual? Like, is this going to be an annual thing, you think?
No, I don't anticipate that it will be annual. This is, we used some of our ARPA funds, our remaining ARPA funds, to help fund this program. There are other communities that have set up different types of programs like this that maybe they run every few years, but it needs a funding source. So we had an opportunity to take some of the funds that were set aside from ARPA for local economic development projects and use them to do a project, a grant program like this. As I understand it, this hasn't been done in Rockland before, maybe not quite as, it might have been done once before.
Yeah, it was,
but I don't
over
know
10
what the
years
funding
ago.
source was for that. This funding source is ARPA, non-entitlement funds. So I don't know if it will happen again. It all depends on a funding source for it.
So the ceiling on the grants per business was like 30,000?
Correct.
Right? So did any of our businesses get that?
We did not, I don't think anybody received the full $30,000. And part of that is just we wanted to make sure that we made the biggest impact possible and make sure that we could support as many of the projects as we could. That was kind of the thought process behind it. But many of them did receive a pretty good award. Again, we still have to sign all the paperwork and the grant agreement. But I'm just looking forward to seeing it come to fruition. So
Also, I'm sorry, one more thing. Just so our businesses know,
Yep.
the purview of this was a lot more than just signs and facades.
Yep.
right? So.
Yeah,
Can
so-
you get into? a
Yeah,
little bit?
all of this information is also still up on the planning department webpage. Anybody can go on there and take a look at all the full application package and any of the kind of documents that kind of informed the process. But basically the eligible projects are all kind of external facing, so no interior work, but windows were windows qualified, doors qualified, any kind of like brick improvements or painting exterior. It all has, the main thing is that it needed to be for the public good. The public needed to be able to experience those improvements on the exterior of those buildings. So that is kind of like the main distinction that we looked at one of the main distinctions that we looked at when we kind of evaluated some of these projects. Some projects were a little bit larger in scope, not as visible to the public. So, maybe there were certain parts of those projects that weren't supported because of that. But really that is the kind of like one of the determining factors was just identifying what was available and viewable from the public's eye when going down Union Street, so.
Yeah, thanks for.
Sure.
taking the reins
And
on
big
this.
shout out to Allison Quinn, our town planner, for helping kind of roll this program out with me. It was a team effort, so and it was a really great way, I think, for the two of us also to just get to know some of the businesses in the corridor and just get to know kind of what are some of the needs in that area as well. So
I think this is great. I look forward to seeing it. Absolutely. Thank you.
Yep, so-
Okay, so next we have, let's see, where are we?
Other
Other old business not reasonably anticipated.
I have none.
Select Board liaison updates. Are there any updates this evening?
Yeah, I have one, kind of. There was some confusion on the Board of Health as to the rules around reorganization, and they finally reorged. Robert Stevens is the chair, Tina Gallant is the vice chair, that's also Robert's mother, interestingly enough, and Michelle Kennedy is still on the board. Until the reorg happened, for some reason, I don't know why, but permits were held up for 5 businesses for over a month. So I just wanted to, that's a fact, that's just what happened. So just wanted to make everybody aware of that. And, my goal, one of my goals, and other people in town, I'm sure this board's goal is to be a welcoming, business-friendly community, so, we ought to kind of check ourselves with that kind of thing, so. And that's all I got.
Thank you for the update.
You're welcome.
All right, and Assistant Town Administrator report and correspondence.
I just have 3 quick things. One is I just wanted to share with you all and the community, I think you all know this, but Doug's surgery was successful. He's at home recovering. Probably be another week or 2 before he's available remotely, and then he'll be returning to the office once he's cleared to drive. So just so you all know, I did ask him if I can share, and he told me that would be fine. Also, the Rockland Memorial Library is having a coat drive, and so they're collecting winter coats through the 23rd, and they can be dropped off at the library. And I do also just want to give a quick shout out for the holiday stroll, which is happening on the 30th. They put out a social media post recently asking for volunteers. So if anybody is looking for another opportunity to get involved, that's another way that you can also volunteer. And the Rockland Recreation Department is taking over the holiday stroll this year. So if anybody is interested in being involved or has questions about it, I encourage you to reach out to Rockland Recreation with any questions that you do have. So that's it.
Thank you. And if I also may chime in some support with the Rockland Memorial, library's coat drive, they also are acting as a distributor for coats this season. And so if any, excuse me, I don't know why that happened. If any family or any resident of Rockland needs a coat, to please go to the library. They have coat racks available at any point. And at the same time, if there's not a coat that, would fit the person that needs a coat, to please make the library aware of that, because on an ongoing basis, they're receiving more and more, and they will be doing so through January 5th. So that's such a great resource to the community. So thank you for that. And next we have, so is that the end of your?
Yes.
Okay.
Just a quick report.
Wonderful, sorry about that. Next, we have select board comments. Comments and opinions expressed by individual members do not necessarily reflect the views of the select board and are the opinions and comments of only the individual member. Select board member Allard?
Just two quick things. Both have already been mentioned, but town meeting tomorrow night. Hope to see you there, and then hope to also see everybody at the stroll. And that's it.
Thank you. Vice Chair Child?
I want to congratulate Anita Maries for they gutted out the old place and put in all new stuff, and it looks fantastic. So, and the Finance Committee is still looking for volunteers. Being on the Finance Committee, you really get to learn the nitty-gritty and ins and outs of how money is attained and spent. And it's kind of where the rubber hits the road. It certainly was an eye-opener for me. So if you want to, start out, if you're thinking of running for office eventually, the Finance Committee is like the perfect purview to get to know how things operate. So, and my final comment is happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I hope you have a fantastic time with your friends and family.
Great. And for my comment, I look forward to seeing as many people as we can at tomorrow's town meeting. And happy Thanksgiving to all. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion to move to adjourn.
Okay, second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Yep.
Good night, everyone.